oefenen.
So we try and make a warm, dry place. I was born into a farming family. My grandfather and my dad have always been involved in farming of some sort, but really our background is meat. We've been farming, or I've been farming full-time now for the last 3 years. Wagyu. We just call them Japanese blacks. Yeah, so these are all full-blood red animals. Once my dad said to me when I was a little girl, I said, but I can't because I'm a girl. And he said to me, well, maybe you can't because you're a girl, but maybe you can because you're a Jeurissen. And it stuck with me forever, and it made me realize there's nothing we can't do. Since I left school, all of my career choices have been very much in a man's environment. I've been a game ranger, I was a scuba diving instructor, I did overland safaris on big trucks through Africa. So I've always been involved in what is possibly a man's world. My meat business. So I think farming is not much different. It's just about what you put your mind to and how hard you believe, I suppose. How intense is farming? Well, I suppose from our point of view, on a small property, our management is intensive. The work itself is beautiful though. It's a real privilege to farm here under the Magaliesberg Mountains. I try not to focus on negative issues like farm murders or insecurity. I think anything you do has its threats. So we try to stay positive, we focus on what's good, we do the best we can to protect ourselves and our cattle. And yeah, we've been very lucky up until this point. The management here is intensive, so the workload is quite intense. We've got a small property, we've got a lot of cattle, so the challenge there is finding a way to make it profitable, a way to feed them out of off our small property, and that's a challenge. But other than that, it's all wonderful work. I'm busy typing a report about everything that happened as well as the opportunities that have come our way. There's 4 big things that happen.
When it comes to keeping these animals alive, what's the challenges you guys face?
Well, the calves are a little difficult. If you're farming with them in an extensive situation, they're Japanese calves and they know nothing about predation. So it's not uncommon for the calves to fall asleep in the bush and their mother walks away and they don't mind and they just carry on lying there. A Brahmin calf or a Bonsmara calf will be up and after its mother straight away. But these guys, as far as they're concerned, there's no such thing as predators. So that's one challenge with them in an extensive situation. In my intensive situation, disease control is a challenge. Also with embryo calves being born on Jersey mothers, the quantity of milk that the Jersey moms give out is a challenge. The calves are greedy, they drink too much and they tend to get diarrhea. Other than that, they really are, once they're over the 1-2 month age, they're hardy, easy animals to deal with. We're farming in an area that has heart water and red water and all the other cattle diseases, and our management practices are exactly the same as farming with any other breed. So they either get heart water blood and they get blocked and then they carry on dealing with the ticks out in the veld, or we block them periodically throughout the tick season. And yeah, they hold up real well, like any other breed. I think it's an incredible career opportunity for young people and young women. It's really something we can do. It's something we can do well because women have an intuition and an empathy that makes us go the extra mile, and that's been our success with the calves. I went on a course and he said to me, we accept the stats that 30%, we accept 30% mortality in our cattle herds. It's an acceptable statistic that you'll lose 30% of your calves. And the first thing I thought is, hell no, that's not acceptable to me. And we, up until this point, every calf that has been born alive is still alive. And we just try harder. There's so much available medically that you can do that doesn't cost a lot of money. It's just about going the extra mile. If the calf is cold, warm it up. If the calf's not drinking, put it on a drip. If the calf is still crashing on a drip, give it a blood transfusion. And that's how far we go. And it sounds complicated, but it's not. It's easy. And yes, it's wonderful, and it's good work for women, and I believe we can truly excel at it. And we need young farmers. Without farmers, the world has no food security, and none of us have anything. So I think in years to come, everybody's thinking about tech and robotics and information technology, but how are we going to eat? We've got to keep eating, and farming is possibly one of the oldest professions, and I think it's going to be there forever, and there's great exciting opportunities in the farming industry.